perfect drift. Now I've been lapped.
Don't anger the gnomes.
Yes!
The new Ferrari F8 Tributo acts as a tribute to a long line of illustrious V8 supercars in Ferrari's history. The clue is kind of in the name. However, there is a problem with being the supercar benchmark in red, and that is that a target will eventually grow on your back. The McLaren 765LT is the ultimate version of McLaren's best supercar, the 720. So naturally this means less weight, more sticky uppy bits, and twice the number of exhausts. So the question is, who makes the best supercar at the moment, McLaren or Ferrari? Myself and Charlie decided to find out by taking them on a series of challenges. Before getting underway with any of the races, myself and Charlie had 15 minutes to take the best photo we could of our cars. Our photos would then be sent into a panel of unsuspecting judges, and the photo with the most votes by the end of the challenge would win. I'm gonna open this. I'm gonna open this with a shot of our cars on the bridge and then the Mercedes dead onto the bridge. That's okay.
Get it angled just right. Oh, look at that. I'm my own hype man.
Oh well,
I think that'll do.
That's alright actually. Maybe a bit lower. Eventually, after some trial and error, we both had our final photos ready and we could send them to each other. Here's mine.
Oh, blimey, that's cool. We went for two very different styles here. Here is my photo. Bit of sand to the sand.
Yeah, nice. That's good. What we'll do is we'll come back to this at the end of the challenge when we've done all the other things to see how many votes they've got and who's won that one. So, we're back to what we normally do, and that is a drag race. And if I'm honest, I'm not too confident. We're starting very close together there. I'm a bit worried you might wheel spin into me with all your more power. But yeah, that's why I'm nervous, because you've got about 40 more horsepower, and as that is an ultimate edition of a 720S, you're probably lighter than me as well. Here we go. Slightly bit of launch for you, that'll be the weight. And up goes the wing, and...
Oh, he's off.
Yeah, nothing I can do. I wasn't even ahead of you for a second there.
McLaren Ferrari. Trying to steal my draft.
Yeah, I'm trying my best, but it's just... it's not going to work. Oh, hello. I'm getting a little bit. I'm getting a little bit.
You might be gaining it.
I think I am, but it's not going to be enough. I would need a very, very long runway. How close was that? I mean, it would have been further away had I not ducked into your slipstream. But the McLaren, that's a clear win for that. So for the next challenge, we're going to be having a circuit race. Around the players will circuit, 4 laps. Whoever wins, obviously, wins the challenge. Fairly simple. Kind of quite a lot of straight lines here, so I'm not too confident. However, one thing I should say is I've put it in the wet, so our cars will slide around more. And for some reason, Charlie has an issue, which means his horn is the same button as his steering wheel. So whenever he makes any kind of correction, you'll hear his horn, as you might be able to hear now. Although I got quite a good launch there. Not much wheel spin. That might be a little bit annoying.
Yes, I have a pre-release version of the game, apparently.
Yeah, really like a cursed version of the game. It's only started happening recently as well, but anyway, I'm up the inside. Look at this grip with Ferrari. I can do it's a bit flat, I think. Just about. Oh no, he still got it, wow. Oh. I wasn't expecting that, I thought you would just pull away, but I'm fighting back. For my sanity and the viewer's sanity, I think for the next challenge I will. Oh god, turn horns off. But McLaren just seems to have so much more grip than me.
Oh no!
Oh, a bit of water there, he'll be hunking his horn involuntarily a lot there.
Slightly misjudged it. Oh, downshifted the fifth.
Oh yeah.
I redlined it. No.
Comes through. And for some reason I just can't do this corner. I'm really bad at that corner.
Down the
For
inside.
some reason that bump just always catches me out. Just got you under brake in there. Come on. Ooh. I can see that McLaren drifting about, but it's not getting any closer to me. Give it everything through this last sector, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I can tell you're sliding because the horn's going off quite a lot. But that's not going to be enough. McLaren takes that. Not by much.
Well,
This thing's fun to drive though. I really like it.
aye, that was a good, yeah. Like, good against each other there.
Yeah. Pretty evenly matched. I want to see the times.
Oh, not much in it.
Yeah. A couple of tenths. Alright, I'm surprised I got the fastest lap there, but I guess you were just more consistent. So for the next challenge we've come to the top of the volcano to test out the aerodynamics of our supercars. We're going to completely not use the engines for this race. We're going to press the clutch in and just let them roll down the hill for about 3 miles to the end of the drift zone, and whoever gets to the end of the drift zone will win. So, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I might have had a bit of jump start. I'll press the brake. I need to stop revving. What am I doing? Right. I'm just making a lot of noise for no reason. So the McLaren's got active
Come
air.
on,
I wonder if that'll
keep the
actually
speed
slow it
up.
down. Oh, we're going for it.
Oh,
66
no.
miles an hour. A little tap on the way by. But try and stay on the road as much as you can. Obviously we're on dirt, so
You're pulling away.
yeah. Look at this. The Ferrari
I'm not
straight
gonna
line
make it
speed.
up the hill. I know. I hit a rock and it lost me 3 miles an hour.
Let's try and follow the road.
61 miles an hour.
Oh,
through
no,
the
no, no,
speed
no,
trap.
no, 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 no.
Oh, he's
No.
lost it slightly.
Ah.
On the overtake. He's got it before the corner.
Ah, what a mess.
I'm playing that one skiing event where you have to hit the flags. I got 1,300
Wow.
drift
I got
points.
4,000 drift points and caught up hugely there. Look at the run I've got now. As we go over the edge almost. Come on. This is the most exciting racing you'll ever see. 30 miles an hour overtake.
Oh no,
Yes.
he's carried more speed for his drift. Oh, he's gaining.
Oh, I'm going to have to go a bit on the defensive here. Still not use the brakes. Is he going to get the cut back
Get
though?
the exit. Get the
With
exit.
the camber of
no.
the corner, there's only a few hundred yards to go. But I think the Ferrari might just have this.
Come on, now you're pulling away.
Yes, the Ferrari gains speed downhill somehow quicker than that McLaren. And we're going to win. Yes! We've won a
Close
challenge
race.
where the Ferrari doesn't have to use its engine. I think that probably says quite a bit about this car. And the next challenge will say something about our F1 knowledge, because we were both asked 8 questions about the history of both McLaren F1 and Ferrari F1. For each question we got wrong, we would have to pass through the pit lane on this Horizon Festival track once in an 8-lap race. Okay, so I'm interested about this. How many questions did I get wrong of the 8 that we asked?
7.
No way! I got 7 of them wrong. I mean, I would ask what question did I get wrong, but it would take too long. So, of the 8 that I asked you about McLaren F1, you got 2 wrong.
No.
Yeah.
Shut up.
As you can imagine, this challenge was a little bit of a foregone conclusion. In fact, the only good thing to come out of it was Charlie's track guide.
You're breaking. Be level with them tyres, just nailing the apexes. Early on the acceleration. Use some of the outside to get an extra bit of speed. Down to thirds, get the nice run around here, accelerate on the apex. Smash some cones. Nail the speed camera sign just there. And get on early on the brakes here, so you get a nice little slide on. Sliding out the exit, look at that wheel control, perfect driving right there. Go to the edge of the road here, now you just want to clip the dirt, so you can carry as much speed as possible. Wait for the game to freeze, aim through there, don't miss your braking point going into here, kind of drive in the middle of the track and then get a late apex, which takes you on the outside of the track, back to the middle, then to this apex, flying through here, no brakes, and across the line, and that is an onboard lap with me around this track that I've forgotten the name of around the festival.
Even though I used some trademark Ferrari cheating, that couldn't stop the McLaren from taking a clear win in this last challenge. So the final points for our Ferrari and McLaren are, in second place with 7 points is the Ferrari. I managed to win
Oh.
the photography challenge by getting one more vote, but that doesn't stop the McLaren on 8 points, winning the challenge. It's just faster. Don't know if it's better to drive fully yet, I need to drive more of it, but yeah, it wins the challenge.
Just a better car in general.
Yeah. So the McLaren managed to win the incredibly serious challenges we put our supercars through, but this is the chance to see how fast they are up against each other on the same track. And that is because I've managed to build my own test track with the Horizon track editor. I've gone through quite a lot of tracks to get something that I'm actually pretty happy with, easy enough to drive and it's fun to drive. And what you're seeing on screen just now is hopefully a share code for the track, so you can play it if you want to, and the 4 cars that I've lapped before sending the F8 Tributo and the 765LT around, just so we don't have a completely empty board. One of these cars was the 488 Pista, which should be good competition for the F8 and the 765. We'll see the times that those 4 cars did after we've seen the laps of the F8 Tributo and the McLaren, and as you can see immediately we go into a purpose-built kind of tarmac section which took me quite a long time to build. That is because you can't place the start line. The start lane is a fixed thing, and I've gone for one of the southern Guanajuato tracks, and I've had to kind of weave my way through bits of street furniture and go above roads which you couldn't really use from the start line. You might be able to see on the minimap it's directly next to a road which would have been perfect to link back to the section which you're about to see now. We've got a bumpy run down the hill which is actually really quite fun. That's actually, I've not really talked much about it, but yeah, we go straight to some fast flowing corners. The Ferrari has to get off the power quite a lot, you might have heard there, to cope with the understeer. Then we get to a double left-hander, really fast corner. The Ferrari, again, struggling with a bit of understeer. We'll see the McLaren through there, and it just takes so much more speed, has so much more grip. The McLaren is very, very nice to drive, especially on a track like this with long flowing corners. Go through a little bit of a chicane here, and the McLaren doesn't struggle with the turning whatsoever. The Ferrari, as I say, has to struggle a little bit, hesitate on the throttle, get a little bit of grass at the exit of that left-hander. Yeah, you can really tell that the McLaren is the ultimate edition of a supercar, and the Ferrari is just a continuation of their kind of normal supercar series, if that makes any sense. Going to the last corner now, the McLaren turning is very, very decisive. I struggle a lot with that, and the Ferrari taking too much speed in, but that is a lap of my new test track. Here is how the leaderboard looks so far, and the McLaren has absolutely dominated with a 108.7. The Ferrari F8 Tributo could only manage a 110.7, so pretty much 2 seconds slower than the McLaren we tested it against. The F8 couldn't even get within half a second of the older 488 Pista after a lot of tries. I don't have a set number of laps I do with the cars, I just send them round the track as much as I can before I get a lap I'm satisfied with, and that I feel like was near the limit for me with that F8 Tributo. So while the F8 is a fun car to drive, it's nowhere near as fast or as grippy as the ultimate edition of its predecessor or its McLaren rival. So that is it for this video. It has been a while since I've done a video comparing 2 new cars, but with all the new cars getting added to this game and the fact I've finally got a test track I'm happy with, that should be more of a regular thing in the future. But thank you for watching, and thank you to Charlie for driving the clearly faster car in this challenge. I'm sure that was very difficult for him. But until the next video, goodbye.